my name is Betsy. I'm a full-time Pilates instructor and I'm a co-owner of Off-Duty Pilates. So today I'm here to give you a workout that is good for beginners, or if you have been practicing for a while, it's also good to go back to basics, okay? We'll just be using the mat and everything will be body weight, so you don't need any other props, okay? So before I forget, I need to introduce my friend here. Okay, so...
Hi everyone, I'm Samuel Lim, aka that Uncle Sam, owner of Fire City, since you mentioned, and zero experience in Pilates.
Yeah, he looks very fit, so I have to give him a tough enough workout to make him feel challenged today, right, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, so without delay, let's get all of us started. But I'll start off with very simple warm-up on the spine first, and then we'll get into a little bit of ab work, a little bit of back work, and you'll start to see the flow in a while. Okay, so without delay, let's get you on the mat. So let's come into a 4-point kneeling position, shall we? So when you're here, I would like you to just get your hands on the floor and put your knees directly under your hips. So try not to bring your hands too close to your knees in this way. You want the spine to fully lengthen up, and you just feel that nice long, what we call neutral spine. Okay, you should have a slight arch under your lower back, so you know as our spine is not straight. Okay, there's always a little bit of what we call lordotic curve. And I'm just going to press my hands into the mat and feel my chest lifting away from the floor. Alright, now let's stay in this position first. I'm just going to take a few breaths in to breathe in. So inhale, now let's breathe in through the nose. As we exhale, we are just going to tuck our chin to chest and start to tuck the tailbone downwards and round the spine up into an inverted U shape. Now try to push yourselves away from the mat as much as you can. Inhale, let's take a deep breath here, maintain the shape. Exhale, now slowly from the center of the spine, you bring your spine back to what we call neutral. Let's go again 2 more times. Inhale, breathing in to prepare. Exhale, now chin to chest. Okay, so we're starting to move the spine first. Inhale, now we take a deep breath. Exhale, now slowly melt the spine from center to the 2 ends back to your neutral spine here. Let's go one last time. Exhale, now breathing out. How's Sam doing here?
Try.
Alright, inhale, take a deep breath. Feel the back of your ribcage expand as you breathe in. Exhale, now slowly from the center of the spine, you move one vertebra at a time to come back to your neutral position. Now let's rotate the spine a little. So I'm going to bring my left hand up to the side. So Sam can bring the left hand up as well. Exhale, now we're just going to tuck the left hand down under our right. And we're trying to drop the left shoulder down to the floor. Now you're starting to twist your spine, alright? If it's uncomfortable, you don't need to go down towards the floor. You can just maintain slightly off the floor. Alright? So I'm going to stay there first. Take about 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, breathing out. Now when you're inhaling, I would like you to think of expanding the ribs again. One last time, inhale. And exhale slowly. Let's roll our spines up. And slowly come back in. Then you bring your left hand back down to the floor. Let's try the other side. So bring your right hand up to the sides. Inhale, now we take a deep breath. Exhale, now you're going to tuck underneath and start to rotate the spine again. Okay, staying where you're comfortable. Let's take 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale, now breathing in. And exhale out through the mouth. Now slowly let's unravel. Come back into your starting position. And we're just going to maintain this. Now let's warm up the shoulder blades a little from here. So as you know, your shoulder blades kind of just stick on top of your rib cage. Okay, so we want to make sure we move them a little before we start the workout. So I'm going to push my hands away from the floor as much as I can. So I'm slightly protracting my shoulders, alright? So you want to push and round your upper back up. Just make sure you're not doing this, you're not moving the center of your spine. You're just keeping your spine neutral and using a little push to help you round up the upper back. Alright, now let's go into a little bit of retraction. So this is protraction when you round the back. Now we're going to retract by sinking your chest down towards the floor. Alright, you want to think of the shoulder blades closing in behind you, like you can squeeze a walnut behind. Alright, hungry, right? Alright, now let's push away to go into protraction.
I was just thinking how big the walnut is. Pilates.
Alright. Okay, let's go again. Exhale now, retract. Okay, try to go deeper this time. Exhale now, let's protract, pushing out. Okay, let's go for 4 more. And now 3. Retraction. And now protraction. Making sure you're not bending your elbows as you do this. 3 more. Exhale. And inhale now, protract. Last 2 here. So you want your shoulder blades to have this range as well, alright? Let's push up into protraction. Last one here. And now retract. And now let's protract. Very good. And now slowly shift your hips back and just relax in place first. Okay, now from here I'm just going to pull my hands back and slowly step the spine up from tail to hip as I lengthen up. Okay, that's a little bit of a warm up. Alright, so now let's get seated on the floor, on the mat. Okay, now let's start with a little bit of stretch for our hamstrings first. I know I promised Sam no stretch earlier on, but let's just do this. Alright, so you can keep your legs closed or just hip distance width or slightly wider, that's fine. Alright, so I'm taking my hands up towards the ceiling. Now, if you feel like your hamstrings are tight and you cannot straighten your back in this position, you can bend your knees slightly, okay? Just very little, not too much because we are not focusing on the flexion of the knee. So just a little bit to relieve that tight hamstrings. So I'm going to keep my knee straight. So inhale, I'm going to stay tall. Exhale, now I'm just going to lower my chin to just round my upper back first. And now try to stretch forward by not leaning down towards the floor. You want to pull your abdominals in and you want to reach your hands long to the front while the center of your spine goes backwards, alright? Like it's stretching backwards in 2 opposite directions. Inhale, we stay here. Exhale, slowly stack the spine up from tail to hip and we return. One last time. Exhale, now breathing out. And you curl. Alright, inhale, stay here. Exhale, now slowly stack the spine up from tail to hip. Very good. Now we're going to lean forward a little bit more. So exhale as you round forward. I'm going to ask you to reach towards your toes this time. So you're going to go as far as you can. You can straighten your knees now, sir.
Just going for the easier version.
Just going for the easier version, is that? Alright. Now from here, try to pulse to reach forward a little bit more. And you might feel the stretch on your hamstrings mainly. Some of us into our lower back, into our glutes as well. Last 2. And last one here. Okay, now slowly let's stack the spine up from tail to hip and we lengthen. Very good. Now relax your hands down to the sides. Now let's keep our knees bent. Okay? We're going to slowly progress from sitting position to slowly get you down to the mat. Okay, so we'll start off with the easier sitting position first. So you can keep your knees bent, legs are hip distance width apart, and we're just going to bring our hands to the front. Okay, so from here, I'm trying to lengthen out my spine as much as I can from my tailbone. So we want to maintain that slight arch on your lower back. While your chest is open, your shoulders are kind of like drawing away from your ears, and you just stay in a nice tall position for me. Okay, now then we're going to breathe in again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, now let's tuck our tailbone and think of sinking down a little bit. Okay, I really want you to tuck deep here, like you're scooping your abdominals. And you're just going to feel the stretch on your lower back while your abs starts to work. Alright, inhale now. Slowly, let's lengthen out to return. So I'm mobilizing the spine from the tail end first. Okay, let's go again. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and scoop your abdominals while keeping your shoulders and your neck relaxed. Inhale, slowly, bone by bone, you bring the spine up to vertical. Last one, I'm going to play around. Exhale, now let's go down. And let's stay there. Okay, now inhale, we stay. Exhale, now I'd like you to keep your eyes looking forward. We're just going to open our left hand to the left side. And now you want to feel what's happening in the body, okay? You start to feel your abs working and you start to feel a little imbalance, but you need to keep your eye gaze forward while trying to prevent rotation. Inhale, come back into center. Let's go to the other side. Exhale, now right to right. Eye gaze looking forward then, and making sure your body's not rotating. Inhale, coming back into center. 2 more times. Exhale, left to left again. Inhale, and now return. 1 more time to the right. Exhale, right to right. Inhale, coming back into center. Now we're going to take our eyes to look at our hands. So exhale, left hand open. Your eyes will look at your left hand. So your body starts to rotate. Inhale and come back back into center. Use your abs to hold. And now right to right. And now inhale, coming back to center. 2 more times then. And now left to left. And now return. Last one here, right to right. Very good. Coming back into center. Now let's challenge ourselves a little. So let's bring both hands up towards the ceiling, making sure you're not sitting taller, you're still holding the crunch. Let's bring our hands down to the front. 4 more times. And now inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down to return. I'm shaking a little too. And 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale, lower.
I don't know how you're doing this and talking at the same time.
Last 2, inhale, hands up. And exhale, and lower. I'm trying my best, alright? Last one here. Inhale, hands up, and we hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now bring your hands back to the front. And let's sit up tall to return. Okay, my hands are also tired, so I'm going to lower them.
Mine too.
Okay, that was just a little bit of warming up. So let's get back into that same position again. Sense if you're alright in that plexus.
Yes.
Okay, it's quite common to feel a little bit of pinching sensation here, but if you feel it, just sit up and let your legs open up for a while and relieve the tension, then we get back in, okay? If it's really too tough, some people can do it with their legs turned out, okay? But I'll keep it parallel. I think Sam can do parallel with me too. Okay, so from here, we're just going to stay in this position first. Exhale, now I'm going to start to round the spine and roll down again 1 more time. Okay, making sure you're scooping your abdominals and you can see all 6 packs popping out straight away. Okay, now from here, I'm just going to lift one leg up to tabletop. Okay, so I'm going to reach my left leg out to the front, lengthen. As I pull in, I bring my knee to chest. Inhale, now lengthen the leg out. Exhale, crunch in for 2. Let's do it with control. Inhale, really fully straighten your legs. Exhale, now pull in for 3. Last 2 here. 5 reps on them. And now 4. Last one here. Inhale, lengthen your legs, hold it there. Let's pulse it up and down for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Now let's bend the knee, lower your left leg down. Okay, let's bring the other leg up first. Okay?
Not rest yet?
No. Okay, so from here, inhale, we stay. Exhale, now extend that right leg long to the front. Very good, Sam's looking good. Inhale, and now we return. Alright, exhale, lengthen up. Inhale, and pull it in. Last 3 here, exhale, 3. Inhale, and return. Last 2, exhale, 4. Inhale, return. Last one here, exhale, 5. Holding it there. Now let's lower the leg down and put it 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. Now let's bend that knee, place it down on the floor. Let's sit up tall. Again, you can open up your legs to just relax a little. Okay, I haven't gone down to the mat, to lying down yet. So we have a long way to go, Sam. Alright, now let's come back in. Just a little bit more, I promise. Okay? So from here, sitting tall first, lengthen the spine. Okay, inhale, we stay. Exhale, now let's tuck the tailbone and roll back again. Okay, very good. Now let's bring one leg up. Let's bring the other leg up. Okay, hands are going to be here, and you need to just sit on, you know, like on your tailbone, kind of. Okay, so make sure your mat is padded. Sam, if you're alright,
no, but I will try.
Okay, you try. Alright, now from here, we're just going to rotate side to side first. Let's bring our hands over to the left or the right for Sam. And now let's twist over to the other side. Making sure your leg stays in the center, you're not moving. And now let's go back to the left.
Is there an option here?
You can put your legs down, actually.
Oh.
And 3, I'm just going to carry on. Alright, and twist. Last 2 here, and 4. And twist, like Russian twist, right?
Yes.
Last one here, 5. And now we twist. Good, come back to center. Now, if you still can, let's straighten those legs out to the front. Inhale and bend the knees. Okay, let's do just 5 reps.
Okay.
It's not a lot. And 2. Inhale and return. Okay, last 3 here. Exhale, 3. If it's too tiring, you can hold your legs. Alright, last 2 here and 4. Inhale, return. I'm shaking a little. Last one here and 5. Inhale, coming back. Lower one leg down. Lower the other leg down. Sit up tall. You can straighten your legs and stretch forward again 1 more time. Okay, we are going to roll down to the floor now, right? So from here, we're just going to sit up tall again. And now let's slowly roll ourselves down to the mat, one bone at a time. And just return.
So Betsy, how long have you been a trainer?
5 years maybe? Okay, now from here we're going to try to roll up, alright? So hands up towards the ceiling and my feet are together, so keep your legs straight, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Now we're just going to slowly roll up, alright? So bring your hands down to the sides of your body. And now you want to go up in a slow sit up. Very good. As you're up here, you're just going to round forward and stretch again.
And which is the studio that you're teaching at?
I'm teaching off-duty Pilates. Okay, inhale down from here, exhale, slowly sag the spine, start to tuck the tailbone and roll back down again, one by one. We're just going to do 3 times, alright? If you find it tough, you can hold on to your thighs to help you roll up. Alright, let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale now as you breathe out. You just want to peel the spine away, bone by bone. Try to keep the feet on the floor. If you can't, it's okay to lift up a little bit. Alright, stretching forward. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, now slowly roll back. And keep looking at your toes. You want to roll down as slow as you can.
I'm trying. And I'm trying to distract you at the same time.
Really? Okay, last one here, right? And now hands to the side, chin to chest. And now we roll up. Good, and we stretch forward. Inhale, stay. Exhale, now this is the last roll down, I guarantee you. Slowly tuck the tailbone and roll down bone by bone. Good. Now let's bend our knees. Okay, so let's place our feet on the floor. And we are going to keep to a certain position on the pelvis. Let me explain a little bit first, okay? So when we are lying down, okay, this is where you check what your neutral pelvis is. It's easier to feel it from here, alright? So when I'm here, I'm just going to put my hands, back of my hands on my hip bones, and my fingertips will touch towards my pubic bone. So I'm outlining the triangular pelvis here, okay? So when you're here, you can feel that when your pubic bone and your hip bones are level, and you know, as you can see, it's like a flat tabletop surface. I actually have a little gap under my lower spine, alright? Just making sure you're not popping your rib cage out. It's not good because this is where you're extending into your middle spine. So I'd like you to relax your rib cage. Think of melting down towards your belly button, and you have a little small gap under your lower spine. Okay, so this is what we call neutral pelvis. So I'm going to introduce the imprinted pelvis from here. So basically, you're going to tilt the pelvis so that your pubic bone is higher than your hip bones. Okay, sound familiar with imprint?
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so you're pressing the whole entire spine down into the mat, and I'm actually slight crunching my abdominals already. Okay, so let's go back to neutral pelvis again. So we are doing pelvic tilts here. Let's go again. Exhale as you breathe out. You just tilt to imprint. So when you're in imprint, the spine is having full contact with the mat. All right, last one here. Inhale. Rock the pelvis back to neutral. Exhale, now let's rock it back to imprint. And we're going to stay on imprint, okay? So make sure you use your abdominals to engage and to secure this position. I'm going to bring my left leg up to tabletop. And I'm going to bring my right leg up to tabletop here. Okay, so both legs are on tabletop. Let's engage your inner thigh muscles by squeezing your knees towards the center line, okay, so you feel a little bit of inner thigh engagement. I'm keeping my imprinted pelvis, and I'm bringing my hands up towards the ceiling. Now let's do a little bit of day bow, shall we, Sam?
Okay.
Okay, so from here, I'm making sure I don't lose the contact of the spine with the mat. Okay, so inhale, just going to straighten my left leg forward to a 45-degree angle, and I bring my right hand up about 45 degrees backwards. Okay? So you're forming like a little V shape here and making sure your abs are pressing down the spine into the mat. Inhale, now let's bring it back to center. Let's go to the other side. Exhale, simultaneously extend your right leg and you bring your left hand back slightly. Inhale and coming back into center. Let's do just 2 more sets, alright? Exhale, left leg and right hand. Inhale, breathe in through the nose. And exhale now, breathing out through the mouth. Right leg and left hand goes out. Inhale, coming back to center. Last one set here, so let's go for 2 more times and 5. Inhale and we return. Last one here. Please check that your spine is still pressing down into the mat. All right? And now inhale, we come back in. Very good. Now let's try both hands and legs. Okay, so exhale, extend both legs, extend both hands out to the back. I'm shaking. Inhale, now come back into center. Okay, let's do 4 more reps. Exhale, hands and legs out for 2. Inhale and we return. Good job, Sam. Exhale, 3. So you really can feel your abdominals doing the work right here, all right? They are really trying to stabilize this position. Let's push out for 4. Inhale and we return. Last one here, exhale, 5. Okay, inhale, coming back into center. Let's bring the legs down one at a time first. And we can bring the hands back down. Okay, so I'm technically not changing the spinal position. I'm keeping all of you lying straight down on the mat while engaging your abdominals, and you feel your abs trying to stabilize the spine by controlling and preventing extension. Okay, that's what the whole exercise is about. Now from here, we're going to do a little bit more upper abs here. So let's go back to our imprinted pelvis. Okay, and let's bring one leg up to tabletop. Any leg is fine. And bring the other leg up to tabletop. Okay, let's place both hands behind our head and we do a little crunches first. Okay, Sam is very good at that. So we're going to lie comfortably down on the mat first. Inhale, we take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, exhale, you crunch up for 1. Alright, inhale and we lower. Exhale, now crunching up for 2. So I'm doing ab crunch here, right? Let's just do 6 reps. Exhale, 3. Good, inhale to return. Exhale, I like to curl up slowly to my maximum range. Very good, inhale and return. Last 3 here, exhale, 5. Good, inhale. We have 2 more. Exhale, curling up. Inhale to lower. Last one, we stay there. Exhale, curl up and we hold it there. Keep your elbows a little bit wider, open. Good, now from here, let's extend our left leg forward, 1. And now inhale, return, exhale, right leg forward, 2. Let's go simultaneously, and 3, contralaterally, sorry. And 4. And 5. Try to keep your body stable. And 6. 2 more, and 7. Last one here, and 8. Come back into center. Lower the body down. Keep your legs up at tabletop. And we rest. Okay, I hope you guys are still with me. Now we're going to add in a little bit of crisscross here. So we're going to do oblique crisscross. Okay, Sam? So
Okay.
inhale, same thing with the legs. Exhale, now let's curl up and hold the crunch again. Now from here, I'm going to extend my left leg forward first. Reach my left elbow towards my right knee. Okay, hold that position and try to crunch a little bit higher. Okay, now let's switch for 1. Inhale, return. Switch. And let's go for 2. We just do 6 sets. And 3. And switch. And 4. I'm feeling the burn. And switch. 2 more sets. And 5.
No, that's 6.
And switch is at 6. Okay, now here we're going to stay there. Alright, let's okay, let's wait for 7, alright? Let's pull up and let's stay there. Any one side first. Now you're going to lower and lift that leg up and down. Just 5 times, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, come back into center. You still have the other side set. Let's reach over to the other side, extend the opposite leg. And let's go up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Good, come back into center. Lower down, bring one leg down, bring the other leg down. Alright? How do you feel, Sam? Okay, let's get you to sit up. So from here, let's just roll up. Do you feel anything?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stretch your abs right now in case you feel that, it's really very painful. Okay, so we're going to turn you around. Okay, so let's get down and change the position. And from here, I'm just going to bring my I'm not comfortable with bring my legs together in this position, so I like to keep them about hip distance width. My toes are kind of laterally turned out, okay? So your toes will be pointing towards me. Yeah, towards me, okay? Yeah, so kind of in slight lateral rotation of the feet. So from here, I'm just going to lift my head off the mat first and use your hands to push. I want you to draw your awareness to slowly peeling the spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time, okay? Now, if you have lower back pain and this feels like too much and you feel jarring pain, please don't come out that high, all right? Or if you feel comfortable but you feel that you're extending your lower back too much, I'd like you to pull in your belly button, so like you're trying to hold your abdominals in and you're stretching to the front where your hip flexors are, as well as your front abdominal wall, all right? In a more controlled position. Inhale, now we stay here. Exhale, now slowly, let's bend the elbows, melt the spine down, and return bone by bone. Okay, let's do it again one more time. Inhale, head up, chest up, and slowly pull yourselves up. Stretch again. Okay, now let's take a nice inhale breath from here. Exhale, now slowly bend the elbows, melt the spine down, bone by bone, like you're curling. Let's do one last time. Inhale, head up, chest up. So I like to mobilize the spine a lot on a day-to-day basis. Okay, we tend to sit a lot and our back can be a bit weak. Okay, if we sit slouching for too long. Alright, now inhale, we stay. Exhale, now slowly melt the spine down to return. Okay, I would like all of us to just put your hands behind you, beside you, alright, beside and behind. And from here, you're just going to keep your nose gently touching the floor. Is that alright? Okay, so my nose is just going to rest on my mat, and my shoulders are allowed to kind of drape forward. Okay, so in this position, you're just relaxing your shoulders, your chest, and as I'm going to lift my shoulders off, maybe you guys can just watch me for one rep. Alright, try not to lift your head off the floor. Okay, so you're keeping your nose in contact with the mat. I just want you to kind of retract your scapula slightly to keep your arms straight by the side. So my hands are just going to float off the floor and palms facing in. And I'm using the middle of the shoulder blades to kind of lift this shoulder joint off the floor. Alright, so I'm going to stay here, keep my arms reaching long towards the feet. Alright, and I'm going to start to lift off the mat just about 2 inches. Not too high. Alright, your eye gaze is still looking down, and you are maintaining a nice firm posture. Alright, inhale, we stay here. Exhale, slowly melt the spine down to return. Okay, let's do 2 more times. So inhale, I'm going to retract my scapula slightly to bring it back to neutral position, and arms are long by the sides. And I'm going to float my chest off just about 2 inches. Now you will definitely feel it across your upper back here. Do you feel anything, Sam?
Yes, I do.
He's looking good. Alright, inhale, we stay. Exhale, now slowly melt the spine down, back to the mat. One more time here, right? Inhale, pull the shoulders away from the mat first. Arms are reaching long towards your feet. And now lift your upper back off just about 2 inches. Now let's breathe and stay here for 5 counts. And 5. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathe out for 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And now slowly relax. How do you feel, Sam? You feel the back working?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So you should be feeling your upper back here. Okay, not so much of your middle lower back yet. Okay, so now I'm going to work you in another exercise, alright? So let's keep our palms back down to the sides. I'm going to move slightly further back from Sam because our hands will need to swing a little. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to lift my chest off the floor first. Okay, my hands are going to float off, and I'm just going to hold a bit of a slight extension here. Okay, so Sam, let's have your hands off the mat first, off the floor. Alright, so here I'm in a little bit of back extension already. So I'm going to ask you to hold this position, tighten your abdominals by pulling in the belly button slightly. Now let's straighten your hands forward. Okay, from here I'm going to circle under Sam. Circle and start to lift your back off again, segment by segment. Alright, inhale, bend the elbows. Lower the body down slightly. stretch your hands forward, not touching the floor. And now you circle the arms and lift up high and higher, basically to your highest. Alright, last 3 here. Flex the elbows. Reaching your hands forward, try not to rush for this. And now circle the arms to the side and lift up to the highest you can go. Last 2 here. Bend the elbows and straighten your hands forward. Exhale, circle the arms to the side and lift up for 4. Last one here. Flex the elbows. And now straighten your hands forward. Exhale, circle and lift your chest up and up and up. Good. Now let's bend our elbows and lower down to relax. Okay, we're just going to finish off with 1 rep of swimming, so 1 exercise. So I'm going to have your palms facing down and stretch your hands out to the front. Let's do it slowly first, okay? So in case some of us are lost while we move too quickly, we are going to do it slow at the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to lift my chest up just about 2 inches again. My eye gaze is looking slightly in front of me, okay, not too high. And now from here, I'm just going to lift my left leg up by squeezing your left bum, alright? So you need to make sure your spine stays kind of stable. You're not allowing your body to twist or rock to any one side. Now we lift our right hand up just slightly. Okay, very good. Now as we're going to lower down, we're going to switch. So let's bring the other leg up and the other hand up. Okay, keep your back lifted, alright? And now let's switch again for 3. And let's feel that stable lower back. Switch for 4. Good. So imagine I put a cup under your lower back. It's not going to fall off, right? 5. And 1 more time. Lower down. And 6. Okay, now let's hold that hand and leg up. Let's bring the other hand and leg up. Okay, now from here, let's go lowering down towards the floor, right? So right hand, left leg down. 1. And switch for 1. And 2. Try not to touch the floor. And switch for 2. And 3. Switch. And 4. Switch. And 5. Okay, and 6.
I lost my coordination.
Really?
I'm sorry. I don't know where
Okay,
my left
let's
and my
come
right
up
is.
again one more time, alright? So let's lift off again together. So inhale, let's lift off everything. Okay, so right hand, left leg down. Okay, now let's go faster. And let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, hold it up. And now lower down to relax. Okay, let's come up away from the mat. Okay, I need you guys to just go into kneeling position. And you need to round your back here for me, okay? So don't bring your tummy down towards your thighs. You need to round up here. Stretch your back. And basically, you just need to lengthen the spine here.
You're tired? Are you tired?
I'm tired. Okay. We have more, alright? So from here, take a few deep breaths in. I would like you to again connect to your ribs when you breathe in. So inhale, think of expanding the rib cage to the back and to the sides. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale now out through the mouth again. 1 last time here. Inhale, breathe in. And expand the ribcage to the back. Exhale now, breathing out. Good. Now let's slowly stack the spine up from tail to heel again 1 more time. Look at my hair. Okay, now we are going to do some side work. Are you ready, Sam?
Sure.
Okay, so let's come off in a sideline position. So Sam's going to follow me on his right arm. So we're just going to place the elbow down on the floor. And I like to push my forearm into the mat. Okay, so Sam can do the same onto the floor.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure you're not sinking your ribcage down and you don't have what we call collapsed shoulder here, right? So you need to engage some muscles under the ribcage to kind of lift you up and push. Okay, now from here, I'm just going to hold my shoulders stable in this position. So as best as you can, try not to sink down when you're tired, alright? And now your legs are bent, and my spine is in neutral. That means I'm not rounding my back to collapse. I'm keeping a nice long posture again. Now I'm just going to straighten my left leg to the side.
Okay, and making sure everything is looking good in one diagonal straight line. Now just going to slowly float the left leg up. I can't see Sam, so I have to make sure he's doing it. Alright, and now let's lower the left leg down slightly. Okay, let's go for 2, lifting up. So you probably cannot lift too high, alright? What happens is some people do this, and they're collapsing the spine, collapsing the rib cage, alright? So you need to make sure you keep this constant. You're just trying to lift up as high as you can, keeping the shape, alright? And 4. And let's go for 8, that's 5. And 6. Good, and 2 more, and 7. Last one here, and 8. Hold it there, hip height. Holding? Okay, good. And now we do a little bit of pulses here. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it up there. Okay, so make sure it's at that hip height. It's important. Try not to drop it down. Now from here, we're just going to draw one horizontal line towards the front by using your foot. So you're going to dorsiflex your ankles. Bring your leg forward as far as you can, maintain a neutral pelvis again. So you're not going to round the spine for me, alright? And inhale now, point your toes, pull the leg back by squeezing your butt. Alright, so you're not allowing yourself to roll back again. Okay, let's do it again. Exhale now, dorsiflex the ankle, bring the leg forward. Inhale, point your toes and pull it back. Okay, just got to check myself. Last, exhale, 3. Good, inhale, point, and make sure you're squeezing your butt here when you pull it as far back as you can. Last 2 here, 4. And now point to pull. Last one here, exhale now, dorsiflex. And now point to pull it back. Okay, now let's come back to center. You should be feeling a slight burn by now, alright? Now let's draw vertical oval shapes here for 8, 7, 6, this is painful, 5, 4, 3, oh no, 2, and 1. Now don't be too happy, we're reversing the circles. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now I'm going to adjust things up a little bit for Sam, right?
Thank you.
Okay, now let's try to draw zigzag up and down, and we move that leg forward. And now we zigzag back for 1. Okay, just 4 reps here. And now zigzag forward. 3, like you're drawing up and down, and now to the back. Last 2 sets, and 3. So making sure you're not sinking the shoulder and pushing back. Last one here, zigzag to the front. This is tough, I tell you. And now let's go back to the center and hold it there. And now you can bend your knee. And we can sit up to relax. Bum burning. Alright, now let's try the other side. So to make sure it's balanced. Like I said, you don't want to work out with one hip, walk out the room with one hip bigger. Okay, now let's try the other side. So making sure you are pushing into your elbows, okay, not sinking your rib cage. Now let's straighten the right leg out. Okay, so let's lift out just 8 times. You can put your hands on your hips on the floor for stability. Alright, and 2. Good, and 3. And 4, I'm weaker on this side. And 5. 6.
So I think we're doing lesser.
No, we're not doing lesser. 7. And 8. Now hold it up there. Let's pulse up and down for 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now let's get ready for what we call side kick. So dorsiflex your ankles, pull the leg to the front. Just make sure you're not losing height here. Now let's point our toes, making sure you don't move your body. Squeeze the bums and pull the leg back. Alright, you have 5 reps here, and 2. And now point to pull. Okay, and a few more. Exhale, 3. Inhale, point and pull. And 4. And now pulling back, squeeze it back. Last one here, and 5. And now pull it back for 5. Now let's come back to the center. You guys have to stay there with me, alright? And little overs here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Mine's dropping. And now reverse circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we have our zigzags. Are you ready? Okay, now let's come forward. Maybe just 4 counts to come in, and now 4 counts to go out. 2, 3, 4, and 3 more sets. In, and out, out, out. Good. Last 2 sets here. And now let's go to the back. Last 1 set here, coming in, and out, 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 and slowly hold it there. Lowering down already, and now just bend the knee to relax. Ouch. That hurts. Okay, we're just going to stretch it out first. So you're going to lie down on your back. Let's do a figure of 4 stretch. Okay, so you want to stretch out the side glute muscles that you just worked. Okay, so I'm going to cross one leg over, one ankle over the other knee. Pull the thigh towards your body. And take this chance to slow your heart rate down. I'm going to do a little bit more full body now. Okay. You feel the burn. But it's okay, you just get stronger tomorrow. Okay, now let's switch legs. Change over to the other side and pull the knee to chest again. Alright. Okay, now let's relax. Let's roll ourselves up. And let's get ready for a little bit of oblique work. Okay, so I'm going to do just one exercise here, kind of easy, but I'll need Sam to kind of kneel on the floor. Is it comfortable?
Yes.
It's okay?
Yes.
Okay, now from here we're just going to stretch your left leg out to the front, and you're going to have your toes kind of pointing forward. Okay, I call this like a little Humpty Dumpty exercise. Okay, so from here I'm just going to keep my hands level. I'm just going to lean as far away as I can and try to get down to the floor. Okay, so once your hand touches, you're going to bounce yourselves up and side bend over to the other side. Okay, let's do it again one more time. And now reaching as far as you can go, reach to the floor here, and now you're going to pull yourselves up like a windmill and side bend. Okay, last 2 here, and now reach. Get your hands on the floor. And now from here, let's pull ourselves up and side bend away. Last one here, you're going to go down and put your hands firmly on the floor. And now this leg is going to come off contact, alright? So we're going to have our hands straight up. So from here, I'm just going to bring my knee to elbow. And now extend out for 1. Exhale, knee to elbow. And now extend out for 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Again, the side of your legs are working. 6. So you want to point your knee upwards. 7. And now your arms are getting a warm up here because you're pushing your hand into the floor. Last one here. Hold it up there. Place your feet down. See whether you can still pull yourself up and side bend over. Okay, let's go to the other side. Alright, let's turn around. And now I'm just going to stretch out my right leg. Yeah, I hope I'm still in the mat. Okay, and now hands up to the sides. Okay, let's go Humpty Dumpty now. So reach as far away as you can go. Tap the floor. And now pull yourselves up. Side bend over. Okay, so the whole idea is you're keeping your body to one flat plane. You're not trying to send your hips back, very important. You're just trying to reach long and just feel the body lengthening up. Straight. And up. Last one here, and 4. We're going to stay on the floor this time. Put your hand down on the floor. And now from here, we're going to lift up your right leg. Okay? So let's tuck the knee to elbow 1. And now lengthen up. And 2. Make sure you're pushing sufficiently with your left hand into the floor. 3. And 4. And 5. We did 10, right, Sam? And 6.
No, I think we stopped at 7.
No, he's like 7. And 3 more, 8. Last 2 here, 9. Last one here, 10. And now let's gently place that feet down. And now let's lift up and side bend over. Very good, so strong.
This is fun.
This is fun? Alright, let's come over and turn, let's face each other now, Sam. Okay, let's do what we call a baby plank. So I'm going to start some simple planks with you guys. Don't worry, it's not too difficult, but you will definitely feel the challenge, okay? So let's get back into what the position we started off with, which is your 4-point kneeling position. And your hands are directly under your shoulders. Your knees are directly under your hips, okay? Maintain a neutral spine. Now you should be able to understand this a little bit better. Okay, now spread out your 10 fingers. Push your fingers into the mat. Tuck your toes under. And we're just going to keep a shape in the spine. And on my exhale, we're going to lift the knees off. Okay, just keep that nice flat back for me. And just hold it there. So we call this baby planks. In a while, you feel your core. Okay, try not to retract your shoulder blades. You want to push away from the floor as much as you can. Hold it for another 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now let's not come down. Shall we just straighten our left leg to the back? Still going to stay on the mat. And now let's walk the other leg out. And we hold a full plank. Okay? Now let's stay strong here again. Squeeze your bum slightly. Pull your belly button in. Okay, push yourselves away from the mat. And you hold it there for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, easy for you, Sam, and 1. Now hold it there. Now let's walk back into your baby plank. Okay, I'm just going to keep the baby plank. Tap your knees to the floor and lift it up 1. Exhale, tap 2. Lift up from your hips rather than using your legs to push. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more 9. Last one here, 10. Okay, now slowly bring the knees down. And we just go back into what we call a shell stretch. Okay, round the spine and just relax. Okay, I'm tempted to do one more. Okay, now from here, let's slowly stack the spine up from tail to feet. Okay, I always love side plank, so I think we should get a little bit of that in.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start off on the front plank first, but my elbows are going to be on the mat this time. So I'm going to keep my hands this way, so they are stacked one on top of the other. Bring one leg out, and bring the other leg out. Okay. Alright, so from here, let's try. So I'm going to start to twist my legs over until I'm just on one side of my one foot. And I'm going to open up into a side plank. Okay, and now let's come back in, roll your feet. Let's go to the other side and open up strong into your other side plank. Very good. Let's go for just 5 sets here. And set number 2. And now in, and going over. Good. And back for 3. And up. Finishing Sam. And now rotate. And last 2 here. 4. Try your best, everyone. I know it's tough, but we get stronger, alright? Just make sure you can maintain this shape. If it's too tough, you can actually go down on your knees this way, alright? So I'm not going down on my knees, I'm going to stay on my feet here. So after 5, let's stay there. And now I'm just going to add in a little bit of rotation. Just twist, but not changing your feet. And now slowly open up. And 2. And now opening up. Good, 3 more. 3. And now rotate to open. 2 more, 4. And rotate to open. Last one here, 5. And now opening up. Good. And now let's turn to the other side. Let everyone see our backs. Okay, now from here, let's finish off this side. So making sure you are gaining some sufficient space between your ribcage to the mat again. Let's rotate 5 times. 1. And now we open. And 2. And now rotate. 3. Opening up. 2 more, 4. And now up. Last one here, 5. And now open. Good. Bring both hands back down. And let's lower the knees down. And let's go back. And relax it
Okay, now slowly let's start to roll the spine up from tilt. Okay. To lengthen. Okay, I'm sweating, guys. I don't know whether you guys are sweating.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I hope you guys like the workout. So what I just brought you guys through today is some of the basic Pilates exercises, but we kind of progress into something more of an intermediate level when we start to plank on the sides. Okay, so don't worry if you find it very tough. I think with core strength it takes time to build up, and if you just keep your practice up, I think things will get better.
Yes.
Right, Sam? How do you feel? How do you feel about the workouts?
Very challenged.
Really?
But then again, I totally agree. It's all about practice. So just keep practicing, even if you're unable to perform certain specific movements.
Yeah.
But just keep trying, and you get there. The risk of injury for any of the movement is relatively low.
It's relatively low because you're on the mat most of the time, and you know, like most people wouldn't do anything that's too severely wrong, I feel. Okay, so I think, you know, it's just nice to get your core engaged, and once it starts to wake up, you'll find the exercise is going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay, so thanks for staying tuned with us, thanks for working out with us. We are going to have more workouts coming up for you. So in the next week, we are going on a full schedule, and you'll start to see workouts from as early as 8:30 in the morning, I think. Yep, and join us. So I'll be on Monday mornings, and Sam will be on
Every Wednesday morning.
every Wednesday morning. Okay, thank you guys. I hope you like the workout.
And a happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday.